What's going on, Paisanos? V here, coming at you guys, well, with another market watch today. I used to do market watches every single day, sometimes twice a day. I'll talk about the market, and at the time I would talk about it, the market was running relatively fast. People were buying so many cards and selling so many cards. Prices were spiking and prices were dropping quickly. And if you were up to date on everything, well, you got the best value and bang for your buck. And I actually love doing these videos. I enjoy doing these videos. But the market has pretty much slowed down, to be honest with you. And this is why my market watches have been pretty sparse. Not that I don't enjoy doing them every single day. And I probably can if I really want to stretch it. But it's almost a dead horse at this point to talk about a market in which isn't really moving as fast as it used to be. Now, it could be attributed to many things. It could be attributed to YuGiOh players not being able to go to major events because certain vaccinations by card game companies. It could be attributed by gender ideology. It could be attributed by a bunch of things. But ultimately, I think if you really break it down to its core, YuGiOh players are just not in the mood to spend high dollar amounts on some of these cards. Whereas some of these other cards are offered at great deals that I think YuGiOh players might want to pay attention to. I think a lot of people watch my market watches don't necessarily watch these videos to really buy into the market. They watch it for the most part to sell into the market, to get the most bang for their buck. And in this market watch, we're going to be going over some cards that you might want to consider selling. Now, once again, I still think there's great value in this market. But with an upcoming ban list, once again, why would people consider buying if the cards they're going to buy will get banned? Myself, personally, I like to have a max rarity deck, especially going to YuGiOh Nationals, and hopefully there's no problems with YuGiOh Nationals, no requirements besides just going there with your deck and playing cards. I want to have a max rarity deck, and I play branded Bistials right now, or branded whatever variation's called. And cards like Rise Dragoon being roughly around $307 is not a bad price until you realize the fact that Konami could hit it with the ban list. And then the value of this card, Rise Dragoon, Starlight Red, would tank in value. The lowest price offer right now, allegedly, is the 2022 version for the Twin of Pharaoh Gods, and that price is starting to go down. It's roughly around $29. It's currently almost near about $25 with shipping. So there is good value in some of these cards, but once again, why buy if there's a ban list? You see what I'm saying? The market moves at certain points, and there are times I'll do a market watch, I'll say, hey, listen, you need to move quickly. And there are times I'll do a market watch and go, hey, listen, I'll see you in the next couple of weeks, days, who knows, because that's the way the market moves. You got to be quick to the trigger, and it's not a daily occurrence as it used to be because of all these factors. Another card that's really interesting is Elemental Hero Absolute Zero. This card coming out of OTS Starter Pack 5 is a common. Mind you, this card also came out as a super rare as well as an ultra rare. I believe two variations of ultra rares. One was a Shonen Jump. The value looked like it went down, but the card's still roughly around $8. Now, I know people are going to say, well, V, it's good used for gold format and hero players be doing hero things. I get that. But it's still really interesting to see this card as a common being worth so much money. And yes, it's old. It came out OTS Starter Pack 5. And if you have any of these laying around, once again, it's free $8 on the floor. Why don't you go get your money? Same with cards like Zombie Warrior. Before you go, V, no one's buying this card. You would be right, except we have this right here from latest sales, and it says that someone bought it from $18.50. Don't get me wrong, once again, that was a couple of days ago. Before that, in the beginning of the month, was when the card sold again for roughly around $15. Now, I don't know why people are buying Zombie Warrior, and it doesn't really matter. If you have this card, once again, from OTS Starter Pack 1, a common, it's money. It's a lot of money, actually. Right now, the current value of the card is roughly around $17 a copy for a common at an OTS pack. But it's an only print common, and I guess people just want it for their collection. Who knows? Another thing about OTS Starter Pack 1 is how old it is, but the value. Drill Unlock for Super Rare is $8. Veins Fiend Silver down $45, which is not a bad deal. Dark Law, well, once again, it says here on its name, so there goes that. Other cards like Poem Prime Monkey Board is almost near 5s. Imperial Iron Wall Super Rares are about 4s. There's some decent value in the old OTS cards. And this is why, listen, if you go to your OTS locals, you crack a pack, you OTS and pull garbage, it might be garbage today, but hey, listen, only time will change that price. And if you have a card like Zombie Warrior, hell, you got a $12 card, $17 card, just hanging out in your box probably somewhere, collecting dust. Get your money. Listen, the newest OTS pack, OTS Starter Pack 21, has a variation of prices to say the least. Timbers aren't doing nothing, that's why Rhino Heart's currently $26. Good looking Ultimate Rare, by the way. Sprite Blue is seeing some play. Sprite's seeing some play. It's $48. And of course, Kashiras are seeing play, so it's $65. Weirdly enough, the prices of these cards are at best stabilizing but I would assume, and more than likely anyone would assume, the values of these ultimate rares will be going down. The question is, will there be one that's valuable? Not all OTS packs have, like all tournament pack versions, have like one ultimate rare that's valuable, but you know it's a trend amongst a lot of older OTS packs in which some of them will have one ultimate rare being good value. In the case of OTS Tournament Pack 1, you got Dark Law. So looking at OTS Tournament Pack 21, what is the valuable card? If we had a guess, Kashiras might be blasted into oblivion. Could it be Sprite Blue, or could it be Teal'c's Reinhardt? Now, obviously, both these might not be the best bet because, well, Kashiras is about to get blasted by the ban list, but Sprite Blue, well, will Sprites ever see that kind of value again? I don't know. And Teal'c's Reinhardt, well, Teal'c's got just like done once again, and then done again in one ban list. Konami's pretty much like destroyed this deck. Is it really still worth it? I don't know. As many times I said done, it maybe not be. But listen, I think Teal'c's Reinhardt's still a great card, and I think it might be the ultimate rare out of this set. Who knows? Comment down below, let me know which one of these you think is going to be the future good value. I constantly talk about Ghost Reaper Winter Cherries because I do think this card has great value. Despite the lack of it seeing play here in a TCG, this card's a banger. Now, there's a bunch of damage and heavily played, but the current value is roughly around $20 a copy for Ultimate Rare Ghost Reaper Winter Cherries. Now, I do think, I know it's congested by the way, but I do think Ghost Reaper Winter Cherries is still a good card, and I wouldn't be surprised if this card actually sees play moving forward to the national season. I really do, because Ghost Reaper Winter Cherries is that big of a card. If you're playing Kashiras, this is like one of the best cards in the mirror match. You go in the mirror match, your opponent starts his turn, they're starting to do their plays, and you Ghost Reaper Winter Cherries their Rise Heart. That is a massive hit. Or you go swim Winter Cherries, well, anything in Kashiras, I guess, if you're playing the mirror match, but that is a massive hit to hit like on a Rice Heart. Actually, any Kashira plays, they're debating on playing a third one. They love the card so much. One Ghost Reaper Winter Cherries resolving would basically break Kashiras down to almost old format, minus the new spell cards, I guess. This is a really good card. I do think this card will see play in the future of this game. Ultimate Rare, as this current price point, is dirt cheap. I only own one. I do want to pick up two more for my own personal collection. But I do think this card has a lot of potential, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see this card start popping up in tournaments, especially around nationals. Artifact Lancet has been rising as it's starting to see more play. More importantly, it's starting to see more play in a specific deck. But people are also side decking this card in general because it's good against Kashiras. You can see over here the card had a price of roughly around $5, almost near $6, and the value now is roughly around $10 a copy. Artifact Lancet is detrimental when playing against Kashiras. Don't get me wrong, they can still do some of their plays, but not all. And that's all you really need in this current meta. If I could get you to not do half your plays, you're not winning the game if I draw a halfway decent hand. Artifact Lancet is a card, and once again, this is a secret rare. It does come out, it does have a lot of other rarities. Gold, ultra rare, $1.19, that's better than gold. And even common's better than gold, you get any version of these. And listen, it's a card you just need because it's a hand trap that actually stops Kashiras. And yeah, it kind of works decently against branded variations, but not really that good. I wouldn't really put side it against branded, but hey, you'll find out eventually if you play against this card against it. The deck that uses Artifact Lancet the best is going to be Drytrons. This deck is slowly creeping up. Meaning on this Drytron, the collector's rare, has been rising slowly in value, well, not slowly in value, but it used to be 32, and the current value of the card is around $73. Let's see, it started around last month, and now it's rising. This card, by the way, sold as recently as, well, 5 days ago, 6 days ago, for about $60, and now the market's pretty much being cleaned out of this card. Why? Well, because Drytrons are not dead. In fact, Drytron players are slowly realizing not only is the deck not dead, but the deck's really good. Really good at playing against Kashiras, really good at playing against branded, and just good overall. Drytron's previous weaknesses, which was Bystials, are getting taken out of branded decks. Since there's no more Bystials running around, this deck's insane. And I think that's why we're starting to see more Drytrons pop up. We see more Bystials come into the meta, Drytrons go shishi. Now, looking at this deck core, I do think Drytron's a little bit overpriced, with Nova being $20. But for the most part, after Nova and you're meaning on Drytron 10s, the rest of the deck is relatively inexpensive. So if you go be okay with getting your Novas and your meaning on Drytrons, the rest of the deck really is dirt. Now, you're going to need other supporting cards, and I'm going to probably be having a Drytron deck profile on my channel coming up soon. In fact, in my live streams on Twitch TV, YuGiOh_Paisano, I'm going to be streaming Drytron soon in the future. I'm actually waiting for more cards to come in the mail. Been testing out some combo hands, some combos, and a lot of hands, and Yeah, I think Drytron's gonna be really good. I should also mention this video is being recorded at 5 a.m., so I'm kind of tired. That's why I'm stuttering a lot, but we'll keep going. All right, Arrive in the Light has been rising in value for some ungodly reason. The card's roughly around $3 not too long ago, and you can see it over here. The card's roughly around $8 a copy. Now, I'll be honest with you, I have zero idea why this card's rising. I don't really care as far as like if it's impactful, because I don't think it is. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me know in the comments down below, but it is rising in value. The card's a secret red at Dawn of Majesty, and I guarantee you, anyone who pulls this card is just upset. And the fact that it's rising at $8 from its previous $2, $3, people are still going, yeah, the card's still garbage, but it's $8 now, so get your money. Other cards rising in value as well is the Imperium King Regulus. Now you can see it over here. The card used to be roughly around $28, $29. It's roughly around almost $40 a copy. I really don't know why, other than the fact that ABC's run this. The ABC deck is not bad. I would still consider it a tier 2 deck. I think a lot of decks can beat the ABC deck. But if you are running ABCs, you have to run Imperium King Regulus in your deck. And this is the reason why we're seeing this card rise up in value. I do expect this card to go back down in value. And I'm going to be surprised if it's sooner than later. Then we have, well, Amazing Offenders, and Purrely used to be roughly around $99, now it's $115. People are looking at the OCG, and by the way, my friend, Purrely is also $90, Purrely Pretty Memories, $84, the Ultra Rare Purrely, where is it? Still $26, by the way, this is still kind of cheap compared to everything else. Is Purrely's going to be a meta deck? It's a real question. Now, I really don't know, to be honest with you, I have zero idea, but if it is going to be a meta deck, do you own it? I personally don't. I'm playing everything besides Purrely's, and at the moment Kashira's. But Purrely's, I mean, look at the OCG. They are seeing meta play. OCG has max C, and Purrely's are seeing meta play. That kind of just adds more to what this deck can do. Now, once again, I don't know if this is going to be a real deck, but if someone said V, it's a real deck. Tier 1, no doubt in my mind. I take them at their word, because if the OCG is doing it and it's killing in the OCG, and it's at full power in the OCG, I mean, it makes sense that here in TCG, without Max C, this might be the next big threat. Do you know how to play against this deck? Do you know what this deck does? You might want to know, because at Nationals, this might be one of the decks you're facing against in those tables. Or at any next big YCS event, the YCS 250, or even the regionals, players might bring things to give them an advantage. And bringing players to a YuGiOh event is going to have a lot of players reading your cards. Which, let's be honest, if someone's reading your deck and learning every card you do as you're playing against them in a top tier tournament, you have a massive advantage. Is it time to buy Purrely's right now? I don't know, to be honest with you. I know they're getting new support. I believe they're getting new support in the next core set. The next core set is going to be coming for Nationals. And maybe that will put them over the edge to actually start having them see play. Should we pick them up? Should I start playing them on stream on Twitch TV? YuGiOh YGOPaisano? Let me know in the comments down below. I might start slowly getting Purrely's. Purrely's, what do they call them? All right. And then we have Photon Hypernova. This set is, well, going down in value. Not a lot, but it's still going down in value. Cards like Mirror J used to be $400, you're seeing roughly around $350. Grand Granola used to be $200, down about $10. Kashira Rice Heart, about $270. The thing with Kashiras, and my prediction is, as we get closer to a balance, the value of Kashiras will go lower. The second we get a balance, and if Kashiras are not hit at all, they're going to spike insanely high. But if Kashiras are hit, well, that value might be justified, and then we might not see a crazy spike. With Branded Despias, I don't think any variation of a band besides maybe Branded Fusion would actually kill the deck, and I wouldn't be surprised if Branded Despias, especially cards like Mirror Jade and Grand Granola, Starlight Rest especially, might rise a little bit in value after players have more confidence in playing this deck and getting it ready for Nationals. Looking at other cards, Triple Protector's Thrust, I'm still saying it, I will always say it, this card is undervalued, it will hit above $100, I guarantee you, I don't care what anyone says. A lot of people are like, V, how can it do V? No, at the end of the day, this is a card, Secret Rare of Photon Hypernova, that is going to be needed by Nationals, which is months away. It's a card that gives an unfair advantage to a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players. And if you don't have this card and you're going to Nationals, you are unprepared. I do think this is a great card, and I do think that a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players are going to need this card, and they're going to rush in to buy it. Now, there are 102 listings, so that means there are a ton of listings right now on TCG Player. Will that be cleaned out? Well, I think this is one way it can be cleaned out. If Konami allows every Yu-Gi-Oh player to go to their events regardless of any kind of, I don't know, medical restriction, we'll say, I do think Yu-Gi-Oh players and Yu-Gi-Oh in general as a game might see a boom as Yu-Gi-Oh players can now become competitive Yu-Gi-Oh players. Only some of us can go to major events, not all. And if that's to happen, I think we would see a boom in the prices of a lot of cards as Yu-Gi-Oh players run to get these cards to get the regional invite, or to get ready to attend a YCS, or to, who knows, we'll get ready to go to nationals. Since Yu-Gi-Oh! Nationals have been rolled over for a lot of players who have not been able to attend the one last year, I believe this Nationals is going to be even bigger than before if everyone is allowed to play. Only time could tell. And until that time happens, the value on a lot of these cards aren't moving. And I think we're seeing it already, like Pressure Planet Race Off. Used to be $100, by the way. You can see over here on TC Player Charts. Used to be $100. The current value of this card is dirt. And the card's a great card, but look at that, 40 bucks. Just super, super low. And then we move over here to look at other cards like Casteriosis. Another card used to be, once again, around $100. And the value of this card is dirt, $24. And I do think that Casteriosis can have a huge bump depending on the balance. And obviously, if more players can attend events and play. This is massive. And this is another reason why the market isn't really doing much. Because the aspirational players to buy a max priority deck means nothing if they can only bring it to locals. But if they can bring it to a YCS, any Yu-Gi-Oh event in general beyond of regionals, I think there'll be more inspirational players to buy these cards. Maybe I'm wrong. Hey, listen, after the Nationals, we go right into reprint season, and reprint season kills tons of prices in a lot of cards. What could be reprinted? And if you're holding it, do you want to hold it? Is it worth it? It's a question everyone's going to be starting to ask themselves, especially post Yu-Gi-Oh! Nationals. Anyway, that's the video. I really appreciate you guys watching. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe button, comment down below. I have a lot of videos coming up soon. Hopefully some more market watches, definitely more deck profiles, and even some playthrough videos of me playing Brandon Despia's, eventually Drytron, and any other deck in the future that I play on my Twitch channel, Twitch TV, YuGiOh YGOPaisano. I'll have those playthroughs on this channel, and you guys can go ahead and watch those videos and see how the deck runs and whether or not you should pick it up. It's your boy V, and you boys all have a great day.